Okay, I just had an idea, and I don't know if this is brilliant or just nothing. I was watching a clip on, Jim Carrey talking about the Truman Show, and it was about him saying, "Oh, would you do a sequel?" And he was like, "I don't really know. Like what would he even do? Like Truman suing them and just trying to live a normal life? I don't know if that's really a compelling movie." And I think he's right. I don't think that's something that would really be compelling. But you know what would be? Take it where you don't follow Truman at all. You follow like some reporter characters or like a tabloid or a newspaper or something. And like they are wanting to get all the Truman news possible. And they constantly, you get like blurry cell phone footage of him just trying to live his life. And you got him constantly being hounded by people. But, some time has died down, he's finally able to just go off and do his own thing, live in like a secluded area, and he's finally able to, things have died down. But this reporter wants to get an interview with him because he's never given interviews after everything that's happened. And so she's, combing through and trying to, and I think it would just do a really good job of showing the obsession that we have and not being able to let people, have peace or privacy or anything. Like, what is private? Like the first movie, it's a lot about how, what would it be like to have the whole world revolve around you, and also but also everyone's lying to you. Your world isn't real. And so I would think like nowadays where everyone wants to live in a fantasy world, like, oh, you see those pictures online all the time where it's like, oh, this is how the influencer took a picture here, but here's it on a cloudy day and it looks like a terrible place now, sort of thing. It's one of those things where you just take off the veneer, people like this reporter character, maybe they think they know him because they watched him, but he's like, finally, maybe at the end, the Jim Carrey does show up and give like an interview. He's like, "You don't know me." Like, as he said in the end, he's like, "You never had a camera in my head. You never knew my thoughts." That was the only thing he said. You think you know me. You might have an idea of who I am, but you really don't know who I am. Because I've only discovered who I am by being in the real world off the show. I don't know. Could be an interesting concept. I think just like watching Truman sue the company isn't really going to be a compelling movie, but seeing someone like tackle the obsession that people have with online personalities in the fake world versus someone who just wants to live in the real world who was brought up in a fake world might be compelling.